Hey guys, got back from Sam's, which I always have fun at Sam's Club because it's Sam's Club. I got sushi. That was my lunch, and it was a late lunch. It was like 2 o'clock. I don't eat a lot. I don't eat how I'm supposed to on weekends. I'm lucky I get a meal in, and that's because foolish guy right here just doesn't pay attention. I just I My dad has a very peculiar grouping of genes. Grouping of genes. One of which is we don't get addicted to things. We can just stop. It's weird. What's weird about it is, like my uncle was trying to get into rehab because he drank like a lot. It was scary, and he went in. Spent the whole weekend. They booted him out on Monday and said, "You're not addicted. You have no withdrawal symptoms." He's like, "That doesn't mean I'm not addicted." They're like, "According to us, it does." So he wound up drinking himself to death. Thanks, guys. I'm picking on the medical industry at the moment, not the universe. I pick on the universe enough. I should leave it alone every once in a while. It picks back, so that's not fun. But anyway, one of these genes is if I can get past, say, 12:30, I stop being hungry for the rest of the day. It just doesn't happen. Sorry, I'm playing with a little bit of fat I have. Actually, this is skin. I can feel stuff underneath there, but not a lot. And the rest of this is muscle. I don't know if you could hear that. Anyway, so what I actually wanted to talk about, what this is going to be titled, is how I lost, God, how much was it? About 80 pounds. And it took about not quite a year, almost a year. And because I did a lot of stupid things in that year of time. But we're going to go with the gist of what happened. So, divorce. Ooh, April 2020. 2021. 2021. Yeah, that was a big smack upside the head. And it took me about 2 months to get moved out. Well, a month and a half to get moved out. And I moved from the west side of Indianapolis, a little neighborhood called Chapel Hill. And we had a cute little ranch, 2 dogs, like almost a third of an acre. It was a really nice late 1960s, like really late, like 1969, brick ranch that I redid the whole freaking thing just in time to be cut loose. Thanks, Don. Sorry, that was me taking anger and turning it into funny. So moved down to Columbus, Indiana. It's a great place to hide. Nothing happens here. I leave my car unlocked all the time. Windows down, the whole 9 yards. It is so freaking safe here, it's frightening. I go for hikes in the middle of the night. It's just, the things that happen here are mostly drug related. And if you're not participating, apparently it doesn't happen to you. So kudos to the world. But anyway, so move here. I join a gym, which is like a quarter mile that way out the window. And I went there 3 days a week. I could have done more, but I was just looking for, put on a little bit of muscle, build up some muscle strength, and then hiked a dreadful amount of miles. So the hike I go on is 9.2 miles because it's 4.6 that way and then 4.6 miles back. On weekends, usually I would do that twice a day. So I do it once on Friday, twice on Saturday, and twice on Sunday. By the end of the weekend, my legs would be killing me. And then I would do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Again, just nonstop. Just do it. Get home, change my clothes, go. take my phone, talk to people, play on my, Instagram or whatever. But hiking gives you about 100 calories a mile as a deficit. So what I would do is sit down and say, okay, how much have I eaten today? I would just record everything. I got better at recording my lifting once I figured out how to do volumetrics. So volumetrics, easy peasy. You write down your descriptor, like bench press. Then you write down how many pounds, $180. And then you times it by your sets, 4, and your reps, 12. And then you come up with your number, and you do this for everything you do. And at the end you have, this is how many pounds I moved at the gym today. And then I would record that, post it on Instagram. So if you go to my Instagram, it's just like, there's like, excuse me, there's like months and months and months and months where the only thing I ever posted was what I was moving at the gym. Because I didn't want to look, my camera was not so great. So the pictures were, and I really struggled with it. And I got this camera, this cell phone, and it has a great camera. And I love this cell phone. It's a really cool cell phone. I can't figure out why my, the extra chip they put in no longer functions. It hasn't bothered me enough to take it in and ask them what's going on with it. So I think I'm okay. I have enough memory on this. I have more memory on this than the last computer I had. So I think I'm okay with just the memory that's built in. Anyway, volumetrics, that was for lifting. I would record my mileage for hiking, and then I'd figure out how many calories that burnt. So it's 3,500 calories per pound of you. So in order to burn off 80 calories, I'm not gonna do math in my head. I'm bad at it. That's a lot of calories. That's a lot of calories. That is an awful lot of calories. So if I figure it out, I'll let you know. Otherwise, it's not a big deal. And you just go through, I would make protein shakes, and I would take milk, protein powder, and I'd do about 50 grams. So you need 1 gram of protein for every pound of you. That's a lot. So I was at the 260 pound range, because I did not get a scale until I had lost a bunch of weight. Because I really did not want to know. And so I would just eat massive amounts of protein. Protein powder, chicken breasts, salmon, cod, you name it. If it was lean protein, I would eat it. Stayed away from, I'm not a big pork fan. I'll eat bacon here or there. I can have ham. Ham's okay. But for me, pork is not tasty. I'd much rather have turkey or chicken. I'd even have steak. A little bit of lamb. Gyros. I'll have a lot of gyros if I could get my hands on them. But anyway, so I would eat all this protein. My protein, I just went off on a ramble. Protein shakes, milk, protein powder. I have 2 different kinds of protein powder. I have muscle milk. I take 1 scoop of that, and that's about 25 grams of protein. And then I take 2 scoops I have a collagen with peptides, and the muscle milk is chocolate. The collagen with peptides is vanilla. And then I throw in frozen strawberries because it's basically a Neapolitan. And put it in the blender. I have I was using a big blender, and I'd make just these ginormous glasses of this stuff and just guzzle it down, because basically you're not going to get enough protein in you. Not for what I was doing to myself. If you're putting in, like 18 and a half miles of hiking a day, you're gonna be burning massive amounts of energy just to get through that. And of course, Most of this was during the summer. It's hot. I'm sweating buckets. That was probably what was the most helpful. This is sweating buckets and drinking massive amounts of water. But you blend that all together and you drink it. And I would put in flaxseed. If I was like starving and I'm like, oh, this is not going to cut it, put in flax seeds. Anyway, throw those in, we'll blend it up, and they get crunched up. And it kind of gives it a flavor like, not quite graham crackers, but ish. Close to that grainy taste of graham crackers. And so it's not bad. And you'd sit there and you drink it, and it really filled up your gut. And then, the flax seeds are very, they swell up in your belly, in your intestines. Really do well for the biome. So that's good. Other things that are really good to lose weight, especially to lose weight, and this is going to sound weird and counterintuitive, potatoes and sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes, your body does not process well. Doesn't matter what you do to them. Your body was not going to process it. It's a lot of fiber. But your biome, which is all the bacteria in your gut that's good for you, will just grab onto that and start breaking it down, and it will produce enzymes that it then hands over to you, because that's its waste product. It's like, oh look, I just made something that's beneficial for the host of my, that's carrying me around. Here, have this. And your body can process that, but it can't do anything with any of the starches or any of the fiber, which is really good for your belly, really good for keeping you cleaned out. And apparently, the enzymes that you're being given are really good for breaking up fat. It's like, oh, win. Let's do this again. Twice cooked potatoes of any variety, the starch becomes completely useless to you. You can't break it down. It will not be turned into sugars. Another thing you want to look at is low glycemic. So high protein, low glycemic. And if you Google it, you can see what low glycemic is, which is basically what they ask diabetics to eat, right? So you want things that doesn't spike your insulin, because the second your insulin is spiked, it's processing sugars and going, oh, fat. The exact opposite of what you want to do. You want your body to be saying, oh, crap, I don't have enough sugar in my system. We need to pull it out of fat cells. And that's exactly what happens when you are doing that. Which is why when you look at keto is really good, but it's better to do the low glycemic, because then you're not like denying yourself certain things. Because if you deny yourself things, you will crave them. But if you can take them in, like these protein shakes I make, using frozen strawberries, it's like a chocolate shake. This is the most desserty dish ever. And you sit there and you drink it down, and it has the mouth feel, it has everything, like you went to, a malt shop and got a shake. So as far as your brain and your body is concerned, you're cheating big time, which is why I like to put in chocolate and vanilla and strawberries, because strawberries are low glycemic. The other things, there's no sugar involved in it, period. The only sugar that I was getting was out of the milk, and that with a lot of lactose sugar, and that promotes bloating. So when you're sitting there going, why do I feel so fat? Well, this is I'm feeling fat. I stopped drinking milk. I'm seeing how that works. I was using yogurt, and I've got yogurt. I love yogurt. But I was putting yogurt in with bran cereal and milk and mixing it together. And all of a sudden, I'm like, the bloating disappeared. And I'm like, oh, okay. The stuff that's in the yogurt is changing the milk so that I'm not getting like that bloaty lactose reaction, which is why I can't eat ice cream anymore. I have the gene that makes it so I can process this stuff, but that still doesn't make it so it's not gassy. So you got to watch your proteins. It should say isolate on it. I have gone way overboard on this. I love you guys. I love you, dude. If there's any other questions, feel free to ask me because I know a lot about this. Unfortunately, I've had to do this 3 times now, and yay me. Thanks, guys.